All right, go ahead.
So my name is Chet Christopher, program manager at the BHRC, recovering addict. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So is this your second, third?
Second time here.
Okay.
Second time.
How were you feeling when you got here?
I always feel anxiety when I come here because our community is fragmented. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And the topic that you brought up or your workshop that you brought up is how I feel constantly in my community.
Yeah.
So it touched me deeply. I try to remember that our ancestry goes way deeper than slavery. You know what I'm saying? And I try to do my due diligence as far as trying to figure out what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't have to get caught up in this thing of light to dark to this to that. I just know I belong to the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. And I really loved what you shared yesterday. It helps bring another perspective, right? The internalized shame and the not feeling like we're allowed to talk about, that we just have to deal with and we have to process on our own. So I really just appreciate you bringing up everything that you did and making that space so open and available for people to share. I love to be in safe containers where we're allowed to have conversations that we need to have, right?
Yeah, the difficult ones, right?
Yes,
the ones that nobody wants to have.
Yes.
And and a lot of it is information that's been passed down from our oppressors, right?
Yeah.
And we've just bought in, you know what I mean? And we've, weaponized it against ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And
that programming.
And so when you're talking about, when you set the platform to be able to communicate about that, you set the platform to be able to heal from it, number one, and then to be able to identify it in our community. You know what I'm saying? Because without having those difficult conversations, we won't grow.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And you've known DeAndre for a long time, yeah?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since his beginning, you know what I'm saying? Since he decided to get clean. Yeah. He has a place in my heart, you know what I'm saying? He's a very intelligent, charismatic young man, and so I didn't want to do this interview. I don't like to do stuff like this. But because it's him, I'm definitely gonna, I'm gonna oblige him with that. So
well, we appreciate that, and I know you are a special man to him. I know that you're very special, and you've been on the journey with him since the mentor program, since the very beginning. So, what is your biggest takeaway from the summit?
So my biggest takeaway from the summit is there's more work to do, and I need to get involved. So I think going forward, I'm gonna try to, because I'm busy. I got grandkids. I got all this stuff. I got recovery. I got work. I got, how it is. You know what I'm saying? You're raising a daughter too. You know what I mean? So two. Right. And so you know how difficult it is to fit things in and commit to things and all that kind of stuff. But I know that I need to get involved, especially with policies and procedures.
Yeah.
I know it more on a national level because I feel like that kind of legislation affects the bigger picture. And I've always been interested in that. But I definitely want to understand more about the local stuff. You know what I mean? And they were touching on that a little bit. They were a little rushed. I would have liked to see more in depth. So in order to do that, I'm gonna have to get involved.
You're gonna have to join the Policy Academy.
100%. So that's what I take away from it, is that I got to get involved.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to having you there.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.